Hey, what's up guys? It's Roy here. So got the Pixel 8a in my possession finally. It's been a couple of days. I know there's a lot of videos dropping right now for this phone, but I finally got it in my hands. So obviously you know what I like to do. When I get new phones, I like to show a true unboxing and first impressions. So I have not seen this phone in person, just the same old videos on YouTube like y'all probably seen, but I do like to share that experience with y'all. But just to quickly break down, the Pixel 8a is $499. So if you're looking for a more budget-friendly phone, and I say budget-friendly because 500 is still 500 bucks plus taxes, but this is a great phone. It's a Pixel. I love Pixels. So let's get this bad boy open. So we'll start with the pilling there. So voila. Shake, shake, shake. Throw that to the side. Okay, here we go. So we'll kind of put this to the side here. Check out what we got inside the packaging. So looks like we have a Type-C to Type-C charger like we always get inside the box. So there we go. And then we do have our Type A to Type-C adapter if you want to do like any kind of data transfer stuff. Then we got a SIM card ejector tool there. And let's see if there's any other special stuff that comes in here. So no stickers, just kind of a warranty guide and all that. So a little bummed. Wish we could have gotten some stickers. That would have been kind of cool. But here is the phone. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy kind of unwrapped here. So as you can see on the front, fingerprint scanner, SIM card tray, and then volume up and down and power button. And then it lets you know, obviously if you didn't know, that the USB-C charging port's down there. So we'll just pull that off. There we go. And there is the device. So the first initial impressions holding it in the hands is it looks really, really good in my opinion. And what's crazy is I've only seen all of the other colors with unboxings and reviews. This is the Obsidian, which is the one I always tend to gravitate towards, always like darker phones. Now there are the Aloe, Bay, and Porcelain color if you are wanting something a little more pop of color. But I gotta say, this is like completely kind of like matted out. So with the camera, it kind of looks like it's a little shinier up here just because it is, obviously, it's kind of like a metal or aluminum kind of camera housing. But this back is a very kind of matted finish, which I absolutely love. I was actually kind of curious because if you look at the pictures online, so I bought this unlocked on Amazon, it looked shiny. And then I kept on watching videos about the other ones and I was like, man, those are all matte finish. And luckily this is definitely a matte finish. And then you got obviously the camera flash here. And then we have our wide and ultra wide angle 2 cameras there. Got the Google G there, but yeah, I gotta say, first impressions just right off the bat in the hand. Really love the size. Let's see, obviously it's gotta have some juice. Turn it on here. And waiting, and there we go. That was really way longer than I anticipated. Right off the bat too, what I'm noticing is off axis a little bit. I'm seeing a little bit of some rainbowing here. Once again, that's not a deal breaker for me, but it is something that I need to point out. The bezels are obviously a little bit more chunky than normal. But to be honest with you, I am okay with that. I prefer the evenly chunky bezels like this versus the chunkier forehead and chins like the older Pixels used to have. And then obviously got a hole punch camera there up at the top. On the sides, it is a charcoal kind of gunmetal black color as well. Got your antenna bands here. Have a noise canceling mic up top with some more antenna bands. And then of course on the sides we have our power button and our volume up and down buttons, which are color matched to the sides. I wish like back in the day they did like the color power button or something. I thought that'd be kind of cool. Maybe do like white or something, but is what it is. And then if we look here at the bottom, we do have our USB-C charging port and then our speakers right here as well. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. Very flat front here, which I really like. So yeah, Now, one thing I can say though is even though this is a matte finish, my hands are a little dry because I was like a pool party kind of thing earlier, and I should have lotioned up a little bit, but it does feel a little slippery. Most people, as we know, put cases on their phones, so I don't think that's going to be a deal breaker. But let's go ahead and get this all set up, and we'll be right back. All right, so finally got it all set up. Only took, I don't know, maybe about 15 minutes or something to kind of go through all the processes, get the fingerprint scanner going, which let's go ahead and test that real quick. So it is an optical fingerprint scanner. So if I just put my finger over it, voila, there we go. We'll do it one more time. I do like the placement of it. It's not super low. It feels very natural where it is. But as you can see there, it is very quick. So definitely like that. But looks and acts very smooth. Now, one thing that I absolutely love, now granted there's not a lot of apps yet, so is the actual smoothness. Now, it's going to be very difficult to pick that up in the video. But one thing that I absolutely love is that now it does have a higher refresh rate. So we'll go into the, let's see if I can find it here. So smooth display, so automatically raises the refresh rate from 60 to 120 hertz from for some content. It does increase your battery usage. It comes off for some reason, but it does feel smooth already. So it might be actually set at 90 hertz already. But if I turn that on, now it's just a little bit more buttery smooth. Really, really like the responsiveness of a higher refresh rate screen like this. So one thing that I like to do when I first get an Android phone is turn on developer options. Now I already have it turned on since I guess it's just kind of from my backup. So when you go into developer options, you have a lot more things that you can do with the device. But one thing that I like to do, which I need to turn the volume down apparently, turn that to vibrate, or there we go, is I like to go down to the bottom here and actually set the animation speeds. It's a little pro tip. I don't know if you'd call that a pro tip or not, but it is something that I absolutely love to do when I first get an Android, because with Apple, you're just stuck. But I like to set it to 0.5 because you're still going to be getting the animations and the smoothness, but it makes the phone feel that much more snappier, which I absolutely love. So that's just something, I don't know, just something that I always do. So let me know down in the comments if that's something that you like to do. But we'll make it quick here, guys, because like I said, the whole point of this is for an unboxing and first impressions. One thing I can tell you is that the phone is getting kind of hot as it's doing the setup. It does make sense though that it will, just because almost every phone that I ever unbox, it does get a little warm whenever it is doing all that massive downloading of, 50 something apps and all that. So I'm going to give it a pass for now. It does have Qi wireless charging as well, but it's only 7.5 watts. So it's not like super fast or anything like that. And then we do get fast charging, but it's only at 18 watts. So it's almost like the old school Pixel, fast charging as well. So it is a 6.1 inch Actua display. It is an OLED display. It does have that higher refresh rate. Now, the only downside with this phone, but it is an A series, so obviously there's going to be some cutbacks, but it does have Gorilla Glass 3 instead of Gorilla Glass Victus. So that might be a deal breaker for some people. I don't know if it really should be, especially if you put like a tempered glass or something on it, but it is an inferior screen protection technically, but once again, it is a $499 entry-level A series from Google. The screen does get pretty dang bright, so that is one thing that I really love about these Pixels is the brightness of these screens, which if looking in the video, it almost looks kind of washed out because it just gets so bright. But ultimately, guys, if you're outside, you're not gonna have any issues at all with the screen. It's roughly up to 2000 nits in peak brightness, especially then if you're watching HDR content, it just gives you that extra brightness as well. So the screen, in my opinion, I think is actually really nice. I love the OLED displays. The blacks are black, the colors are vibrant. I just really enjoy an OLED display, especially like for my Samsung phones, and Pixels have really stepped up their game as well. And even though this is an A series phone, having the OLED with the higher refresh rate I think is a really, really big cherry on top for this device. Another thing I'll point out is the weight of the phone. It's not that heavy. It's 188 grams, but it feels really good. I do love the more rounded corners instead of the more boxy. I don't know. I appreciate the smoothness of that, especially when I have a case on it, which I'll be doing some case videos soon. So obviously keep an eye out for those. But I do like, I don't know, it's kind of like a pebble, you know, like I like that smooth, round corners. I like that the camera bump is pretty non-existent. So that visor there is so thin. So when I start doing my case reviews, that's something that I'm going to enjoy because it might actually help with the wobble test. So I do enjoy that it isn't just a big chunky piece of metal back there now. It is a lot slimmer. And then now that we have it here on the back, let's talk about the cameras. So the rear camera pretty much is like the previous one. So we got a 64 megapixel wide angle and then a 13 megapixel ultra wide angle lens. The picture quality with any pixel obviously is fantastic. I mean, the Pixel 7a won the blind camera test on MKBHD's channel. And then this front camera up here is a 13 megapixel camera as well. And what I like about the camera features on the actual Pixel is that you're getting a lot of different types of features like Magic Editor, Best Take, Magic Eraser, Photo Unblur, Real Tone. So, you know, for any of the, you know, darker skin tone people that you are recording or taking pictures of, it's going to really do a good job of making their skin tones look more natural. So there's a lot of great camera magic that you get since it is a Pixel, and I really like that since it is a series that they don't skimp on those features. But guys, that's really about it. The only other thing that I would say is something that to be determined if Google actually holds up their end of the deal is 7 years of actual security and OS updates. So that is something that even with it being a Pixel 8a, I think that's a huge advantage and a huge selling point for some people, because if you have an iPhone, then you've come to know and love how long you can keep your phone and continuously get updates. I mean, heck, I think the iPhone 10 or X or whatever you want to call it, or XRs even, I think they're still getting updates, or maybe this is their last year for updates. I'm trying to remember, but the point is that phone's been out for a minute. Now, Google is also notorious for maybe not holding up their end of the deals and stuff like that. But the point is, if you are getting this, then at least you know you're going to be getting those pixel drops and feature drops and, you know, 7 years of security updates, and going to be getting, you know, Android 14 and 15 and 16 or whatever they end up calling it. But you're going to future proof this a little bit with this device at $499. So I'll end with that, with my initial impressions and just kind of a quick overview of the phone. I do think I will have some other opinions once I get to use this and pop in the eSIM, even though it does have a SIM card, which I absolutely love. I'll probably just update it with an eSIM and use it as my daily driver for a couple of weeks. And then we'll see. So, but let me know, guys, if there's anything you want to know about this phone. I will be doing a ton of case videos. I got some Spigen cases coming to me, some Caseology cases. Rinky's already sent me a bunch. So keep your eyes and ears open for those. But other than that, I hope you hit that like button if you liked the video. If you loved it, please subscribe. Ring that notification bell for up-to-date content. So be safe, God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.